Welcome to Torah Truth for Us with Linda.
The steadfast love of Yehovah never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Yah. Great is thy faithfulness. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Yah. Great is thy faithfulness. Yehovah is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I have hope in him. Yehovah is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. Great is thy faithfulness.
The book of Exodus, chapters 21, verse 1 through 24, verse 18. Mishpatim, the Judgements. Mishpatim, and these, the judgments which you shall set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free and pay nothing. If he comes in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If a husband of a wife, then the wife shall go out with him. If his master has given him a wife, and she has borne him sons and daughters, the wife and her children shall be of her master, and he shall go out by himself. But if the servant plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him to the judges, and he shall bring him to the door or to the doorpost, and the master shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And if a man sells his daughter to be a female slave, she shall not go out as do the male slaves. If she is displeasing in the eyes of her master, who has betrothed her to himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He shall have no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has dealt deceitfully with her. And if he has betrothed her to his son, according to the custom of daughters, he shall deal with her. If he takes another to him, her food, her clothing, and her marriage rights, he shall not diminish. And if he does not do these 3 for her, then she shall go out free, without money. He who strikes a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death. And if, however, he did not lie in wait, but the Elohim delivered him into his hand, then I will appoint for you a place where he may flee. But if a man acts with premeditation against his neighbor to kill him by treachery, you shall take him from my altar, that he may die. And he who strikes his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. And he who kidnaps a man and sells him, or if he is found in his hand, shall surely be put to death, and he who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. And if men contend with each other, and one strikes the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die but is confined to his bed, if he rises again and walks about outside with his staff, then he who struck him shall be free. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall provide for him to be healed. And if a man beats his male or maidservant with a rod so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if a day or two he remains alive, he shall not be punished, for he is his property. And if men fight and hurt a pregnant woman, so that she gives birth prematurely, and yet no harm follows, surely he shall be punished, as accordingly as the husband of the woman imposes on him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. But if harm follows, then you shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if a man strikes the eye of his manservant, or the eye of his maidservant, and destroys it, he shall let him go free for the sake of his eye. And if he knocks out the tooth of his manservant or maidservant, he shall let go free for the sake of the tooth. And if an ox gores a man or a woman to death, surely then the ox shall be stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall go free. But if the ox tended to thrust with its horn in pastimes, and it has been made known to his owner, and he has not kept it confined, so that it has killed a man or a woman, then the ox and its owner also shall be stoned and put to death. If there was a sum of money imposed upon him, then he shall pay to redeem his life all that is imposed on him, whether it has gored a son or gored a daughter. According to this judgment it shall be done to him. If the ox gores a male or maidservant, he shall give 30 shekels of silver to their master, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man opens a pit, or if a man digs a pit, and does not cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls into it, the owner of the pit shall make it good. He shall give money to their owner, but the dead animal shall be his. If one man hurts an ox of a man, so that it dies, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money from it, and they shall divide also of the dead ox. Or if it was known that the ox tended to thrust it in, and its owner has not kept it confined, surely he shall pay ox for ox, and the dead animal shall be his own. If a man steals an ox or a sheep, and slaughters it, or sells it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If the thief is found breaking in, and he is struck so that he dies, there shall be no guilt for his bloodshed. If the sun has risen on him, there shall be guilt for his bloodshed. He should make full restitution. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If surely the theft is found in his hand, whether it is an ox or a donkey or sheep or a living thing, he shall restore double. If a man lets a field or vineyard be grazed, and lets his animal loose, so that it grazes in another man's field, he shall make restitution from the best of his own field and the best of his own vineyard. If fire breaks out and catches in thorns, so that stacked grain is consumed, or standing grain, or the field, he who kindled the fire surely will have restitution. If a man delivers to his neighbor money or articles to keep, and it is stolen out of his house of the man, if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, then the master of the house shall be brought to the judges to see whether he has put his hand in the goods of his neighbor. For any kind of trespass concerning an ox, upon a donkey, upon a sheep, or clothing, or any kind of lost thing, which one claims that it is, the cause of the two of them, this shall come before the judges. Whomever the judges condemn shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man delivers to his neighbor a donkey, or an ox, or a sheep, or any animal to keep, and it dies, or is hurt, or driven away, no one seeing it, an oath to YHWH shall be between the two of them, that he has not put his hand into the goods of his neighbor. It is stolen from him. He shall make restitution to the owner of it. If it is torn to pieces, then he shall bring it as evidence that it was torn. He shall not make good. And if a man borrows an animal from his neighbor, and it is injured or dies while its owner is not with it, he shall make full restitution. If its owner is with it, the borrower shall not make restitution. If it is hired, it came by its hire. If a man entices a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, surely he shall pay the bride price for her to be his wife. If her father refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money according to the bride price of virgins. You shall not permit a sorceress to live. Whoever lies with a beast shall surely be put to death. He who sacrifices to gods other than to YHWH alone, he shall be utterly destroyed. You shall not mistreat a stranger, neither shall you oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child, if you afflict them in any way, for if they cry at all to me, surely I will hear their cry. My wrath will become hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to my people among you who are poor, you shall not be like a money lender to him, and you shall not charge him interest. If you take the garment of your neighbor as a pledge, before the sun goes down you shall return it to him, for that is his only covering, a garment for his skin. In what will he sleep? And it will be that when he cries to me, I will hear, for I am gracious. You shall not revile Elohim, and a ruler of your people you shall not curse. The first of your ripe produce and your juices you shall not delay to offer. You shall give the firstborn of your sons to me. You shall do likewise with your oxen and your sheep. It shall be with its mother 7 days. On the 8th day you shall give it to me. And you shall be a holy people to me. Therefore you shall not eat flesh torn to pieces in the field. You shall throw it to the dogs. You shall not circulate a false report. Do not put the wicked with your hand to be an unrighteous witness. You shall not follow a crowd to do evil, nor shall you testify in a dispute so as to turn aside after many to pervert justice. And you shall not show partiality to a poor man in his dispute. If you meet the ox of your enemy or his donkey going astray, surely you shall bring it back again to him. If you see the donkey of one who hates you lying under its burden, and you would refrain from helping it, surely you shall help him with it. You shall not pervert the just judgment of your poor in his dispute. Keep yourself far from a false matter, and do not kill the innocent and righteous, for I will not justify the wicked. And you shall take no bribe, for a bribe blinds the discerning and perverts the words of the righteous. And you shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the heart of a stranger, because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. And 6 years you shall sow and gather in the produce of your land, but the 7th you shall let it rest and lie fallow, for the poor of your people may eat, and what they leave the beasts of the field may eat. In like manner you shall do with your vineyard and your olive grove. 6 days you shall do work, and on the 7th day you shall rest, that your ox may rest, and your donkey, and the son of your maidservant, and the stranger may be refreshed. And in all that I have said to you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, nor let it be heard from your mouth. 3 times in the year you shall keep a feast to me. You shall keep the feast of unleavened bread. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you at the appointed time in the month of Abib. For in it you came out of Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of your labors which you have sown in the field. The feast of ingathering at the end of the year, when you have gathered in your labors from the field. 3 times in the year all your males shall appear before the face of the Master Yehovah. You shall not offer leavened bread with the blood of my sacrifice, nor shall fat remain until the morning of my sacrifice. The first of the first fruits of your land you shall bring into the house of Yehovah your El. You shall not boil a young goat in the milk of its mother. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Do not provoke him, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. But if you indeed obey my voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy to your enemies, and an adversary to your adversaries. For my angel will go before you and bring you into the land of the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and all the Canaanite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, and I will cut them off. You shall not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do according to their words, but you shall overthrow them utterly, and completely break down their pillars. And you shall serve Jehovah your God, and he will bless your bread and your water. And I will take away sickness from the midst of you. No one shall suffer miscarriage or be barren in your land. The number of your days will be full. I will send my fear before you, and I will cause confusion among all the people to whom you come in, and I will make all your enemies turn their back to you. And I will send hornets before you, and shall drive out the Hivite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite from before you. I will not drive them out in 1 year before you, lest the land become desolate, and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little I will drive them out from before you, until you have increased, and you inherit the land. And I will set your bounds from the Red Sea to the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert to the river. For I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you shall drive them out before you. You shall make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare to you. And he said to Moses, Come up to Jehovah, you and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and the 70 elders of Israel, and worship from afar. And Moses alone shall come near Jehovah, but they shall not come near, nor the people shall go up with them. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Jehovah and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, All the words which Jehovah has said, we will do. And Moses wrote all the words of Jehovah, and he rose early in the morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the sons of Israel who offered burnt offerings and sacrificed bulls as peace offerings to Jehovah. And Moses took half the blood and put it in basins, and half the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the hearing of the people, and they said, All that Jehovah has said we will do and obey. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, This is the blood of the covenant which Jehovah has made with you according to all these words. And Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and the 70 elders of Israel went up, and they saw the Elohim of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a work of paved sapphire stone, and it was like the very heavens in its clarity. But on the nobles of the sons of Israel he did not lay his hand. So they saw the Elohim, and they ate and drank. And Jehovah said to Moses, Come up to me on the mountain and be there, and I will give you tablets of stone, and the Torah and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moses arose with Joshua, his personal servant, and Moses went up to the mountain of the God, and said to the elders, Wait for us in this place until we come back to you. And indeed, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has difficulty with a man, let him go to them. And Moses went up into the mountain, and a cloud covered the mountain, and the glory of Jehovah rested on Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And he called to Moses on the 7th day out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of Jehovah was like a consuming fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the sons of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud, and went up into the mountain, and Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. May Jehovah bless you and keep you. May Jehovah cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May Jehovah bless you and keep you. May Jehovah lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. Yivrechecha Yehovah v'yishmerecha. Yair Yehovah panav elecha v'yonecha. Yisa Yehovah panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom.